YouTube, Quinway coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis only on Analysis Playground on YouTube exclusively now. We're going to talk about the free agencies before the games are over. And Alex Lynn, he is a free agent because he got waived, and now the Lakers picked him up. The Mark Williams trade didn't go through, so they had to find another big body. I know they got Christian Coloco. I know they got Jackson Hayes, but they wanted another one. And Luka even said he handpicked Mark Williams. He was just that good of a center, a 16-10 guy. Now they go with a guy that's been a backup basically his whole career for the most part, and now they get to get him. He's a big, strong body. He got good touch, not the worst free throw shooter ever, but it's interesting to see that they go with the cheaper option. Alex Lynn has agreed to sign with the Lakers. Lynn previously committed to signing with the Pacers, but he reconsidered after the Lakers rescinded their trade for Mark Williams. And it just shows you that they want him for the rest of the season. One, this is not a long-term commitment to Alex Lynn. Two, you get to see what he can do and how he works and how he plays and how he fits with the team. Three, you're not really paying him that much money in the first place, so you don't really care. You're just giving up a roster spot for a guy that's still most likely an NBA player. I think he got enough left in the tank to still be a productive guy. And four, he's just a guy that's going to set screens, rebound, protect the rim, and finish at the rim, and just use his size. He's a legitimate center in the NBA, and I think that it makes sense. But the Lakers' only other center on the roster, they say, is Jackson Hayes. Lynn was bought out by the Washington Wizards following his trade from the Sacramento Kings. He is getting older. He's getting up there. He's been around for a while. And the Lakers going to make him more popular. The Lakers going to do a lot of stuff for him because they're the biggest brand in the NBA mostly. And I think that it can only help Alex Lynn if he plays well, but it also can hurt his career if he plays terrible because everybody's going to be talking about it and everybody's going to be watching and they always going to have something to say because that's just how it goes when you are a Laker. Everything comes with the territory, especially if you chose to go there like you just said. Brandon Ingram and the Raptors agreed to a 3-year, $120 million extension. They wanted him. They traded for him. They feel like he can help this team out. Toronto sometimes has trouble getting the big free agents. I'm not saying Brandon Ingram is a big free agent, but he's an all-star in the past. He can get you 20 points per game. He can handle the ball. He can play make. He can rebound. And he can hit big baskets too. And I think that they needed more scoring. They needed more talent. They needed more guys that can get their own. And Brandon Ingram only adds to that. But we'll see how the Raptors adapt and adjust with him. He was injured, so he's going to probably not be available for a while. But I like the fact that he's in his 20s. He still shows you that he has a little bit of upside. Maybe they can get the rest of it out of him because he's not in the prime of his career just yet, as he's not in his 30s. But he's a guy that a lot of teams didn't really like his contract situation because you had to give him an extension unless he becomes a free agent. And the Raptors said, he's good enough for us to trade for. We'll give up whatever we have to give up. That's not really important to us to get a guy that can help us win because, like I said, the Raptors are not really known for getting big free agents or free agents that can really be a difference maker. They have to trade for them or they have to draft them to be able to get them on the roster, even like Scotty Barnes, who was the All-Star last year. But Ingram and the Raptors have agreed to a 3-year, $120 million extension. Ingram will have a player option for the 27-28 season. I think that that's fair. If you get him for this type of contract, it's fair to have that player option in there for him. The Raptors acquired Ingram at the trade deadline from the Pelicans for Bruce Brown Jr., who didn't play majority of the season. Kelly Olynyk, who's a good center, especially because he can space the floor, but not the best defensive one. A first-round pick in the 2026 via Indiana Pacers and one in the second round, that pick. And then Ingram on a $36 million expiring contract and now will exit the 2025 NBA free agent class as he is now under contract because they gave him this extension. And for people that don't know, Ingram has appeared in only 18 games this season because he's injured. And he's averaging 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 33 minutes. And Ingram was shooting 37% from 3. That's really good. That's above average. And his high is 6.4 3-point attempts per game, showing you that he's willing to stretch out the defense and play the small ball forward because he's not 16. I think he's only 6'8". And if that's true, he can still play because he's lanky and long enough to be a disruption guy. He's never really been known for his defense, but he's okay at it. Most guys that score a lot of points usually don't really care about defense because you mostly get rewarded for your offense more than you get rewarded for your defense. Obviously, he was in that same draft class as Ben Simmons, and he's having a career that's worse than Ben Simmons, and that just shows you how good Ben Simmons was at the time and how he became one of the best free agents for the Clippers to take. And now we're going to see what Christian Wood does because the Lakers ended up waiving Christian Wood, which he didn't really do anything this season either. The Los Angeles Lakers waived him and to create a roster spot for the guy they just signed, which is Alex Len. Wood appeared in 50 games for the Lakers last season, but Wood underwent knee surgery in September and hasn't played this season at all. For the people that didn't know, Wood picked up his $3 million player option for the Lakers last offseason. We knew that he was going to do that. He got to secure himself financially, and you never know how he's going to play when he comes back from the knee injury. And even if he does come back and show that he can still play, somebody would definitely give him a contract because he's a big that can really space the floor, post up score in the paint just a little bit, knock down free throws. But he has been bouncing around the league a lot, keeping his NBA dreams alive. And we're going to see if he actually can stay on the roster for a long period of time instead of just going to roster to roster. And that's what I hope for him, to get a little bit more stability as his career continues to go on. Joel Embiid is believed to be currently on an untradeable contract with all the injuries that he has, and then he's hitting that he needs another surgery on his knee, and then he had injuries all across his body, not just his knee. It just shows you that he is committed to playing basketball. He still wants to be an NBA player. He's going to be making 54 to 60 million basically in the future, so you can't blame him for wanting to play basketball if you're going to make that much money, because most jobs, if not all the jobs, not going to pay you that much. And he understands that, and he still is one of the best players, as we done seen when he does play, even with a bad knee. It's still hard to guard the guy. It's hard to stay in front of the guy, and it's definitely hard for him to see that people still respect him. He's good, but the injury concerns are not just about his knee, it's about his whole body at this point. And Philly did give him that contract because they still believe that he's one of the best players in the world. They obviously have to get one of them to get out of their situation. But I'm a person that believe the process is already over. I don't think Joel Embiid is going to win them a title. He had his chances to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Just because you get to the Eastern Conference Finals doesn't mean you're still going to win a championship. You still got to win that round, and you still got to win the NBA Finals. He's been injured even in the playoffs. He hasn't really looked as dominant in the playoffs. He has had a handful of stars just leave him. James Harden, Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons sat down and made sure he wasn't going to contribute to the team anymore until he was traded. And even Tobias Harris is out of there. It's just too many players that willingly say, you know what, I don't want to play with Joel Embiid. I don't want to play with this guy. And Tyrese Maxey even got frustrated with him, like, you can't be late. You're showing that you don't care. We know you're going through a lot. We want you to stay positive. We still need you to win. And Paul George is another guy that hasn't really panned out for them either, as he's been injured majority of the year. And it seems like anytime he goes to the game, it's always another injury that's just coming out of nowhere. And then it's just hurting their ability to win games. And this has been a nightmare season for the Philadelphia 76ers. Jaleel Okafor and the Pacers agreed to a 10-day. People forget that Jaleel Okafor still play basketball. But in the 15 games this season in the G League with Indiana, Okafor averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 2.9 assists, which is really good to see. And I like the fact that he hasn't gave up on his dream. He's going to continue to try to see if he can make it to a roster, as he is still young enough to put that effort in there. But 10 days are a contract that really shows you that they might be interested, or they might not, or they just need you to fill a spot just because the guy is injured or the guy is out. So they just need you to fill in that role, and then they're going to let you go again. Daniel Gafford was diagnosed with a knee sprain that's what he ended up getting, nothing crazy or significant. So I think that was something that's good to see. OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson are making steady progress to return back to the court. Kuminga's to miss few games after the All-Star break. So even with the All-Star break, he's still not going to be ready to come back is what I'm hearing. And I'm just letting y'all know that. And other than that, everybody else is good. Kyrie Irving is named an injury placement for the All-Star game. A lot of people feel like he should have already been an All-Star, but now he's going to play. He felt like he was an All-Star regardless. Now it's official that he will be an All-Star, and that's good to see for the people that want to see him play. Back then, people love Kyrie. He was one of the fan favorite players in the game. Trae Young is going to replace Giannis Antetokounmpo in the All-Star game, which is good because he had one of the season. He felt like he got traded because he ended up not being on the roster even as a reserve. And now since Giannis not going to play, he actually does get a chance to play in the All-Star game. I think that's going to be fun. He is one of the more fun players in the NBA to watch and how he commands the offense. And I think that he's one-on-one with that. And then other than that, that's the news for today outside of people excited that Luka Doncic looked decent in the game. I don't feel like he had the biggest impact on the game, but it just shows you how good that Laker team is. And it would just been nice if they had a little bit more time to be able to trade a little bit more to build this roster around Luka and LeBron a little bit better. I know LeBron not going to be there in the long term. They're building around Luka, and that's what they're asking Luka. What does he want? What does he need? So we can try to build the team right now so that way they can have the chemistry in the future. But like we know, we it's nothing you can really do. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it's meant, it's meant. And at this point, it really just shows you that the Lakers really do feel like they got that generational player. And now we can just figure everything out every single year to see if we can be a championship team. You already got to the finals. Now, can you win the finals? That's the only question mark that is on Luka Doncic's career. Is can he be good enough to lead you to a championship and get it done? I'm not guaranteeing that Luka's going to win a championship in the future like some other people because it's just that hard and it's just that difficult to do. But he has a lot of time because he's only 25 years old to be able to reach that goal and possibly able to achieve it. Other than that, y'all stay good. I'll be back with some instant analysis on the games that came on tonight. There's only 4 of them, so it should be an easy night for me. Other than that, hope you guys enjoy your day. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay good. Thank y'all for continuing to check out Analysis Playground. Thank y'all for continuing to put analysis in y'all day. And for the people that's new, I make conversation videos just like this and different varieties. Also make breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, future stars, mock drafts, and draft coverage in general. And I also do have over 3,000 plus videos that y'all can check out. If y'all want to become a subscriber or y'all thinking about it, that should be able to get it done, honestly. Not only that, my social medias are on my channel too. You can email me if you want to do a collaboration or you want to talk about something. You can also do that on my social medias too. It's up to you. It's your decision, but that's what they're for anyway. Not only that, y'all stay blessed. Y'all have a good day. I'll be seeing y'all hopefully later today with more analysis. And I'm gone for now. News is done.